Hey guys, how's it going? Empty Major here. Today I have a unique video for you guys. I wanted to go over one of the biggest ships in Elite Dangerous, the Federal Corvette, and I want to take a look at what it would look like if it was flying right above a forest, and what it would look like if a person would be standing in the forest looking up at this ship. So I wanted to kind of tinker with that and I wanted to kind of dive into that and see what it would look like because sometimes it's hard to kind of gauge the size of all these ships, especially if you're flying them because they're so nimble and so fast and everything. But I mean, they are immense. Some of them are so big. I mean, Imperial Cutter, Panther Clipper, Anaconda, Type 9, all those ships, Beluga Liner, biggest ship in the game, by the way. Those are really, it's insane. 168 meters. It's a lot of meters. So, for this episode, let's just start with the Federal Corvette. Quite a large ship, especially for Elite Dangerous metrics. It's 167.8 meters long, 87.2 meters wide, and 28.3 meters tall. Not the biggest ship in the game. That title goes to the Beluga Liner, believe it or not. And then I think the Imperial Cutter would be the biggest ship. But it is bigger than the Anaconda. So I wanted to see what it would look like above a forest, on a planet, and with mannequins next to it and everything. So I opened up Unreal Engine, and I found a model that someone had made, and it seemed to be the right size. And I downloaded it, and I looked at it, and here are some of the shots for it. And it's just really cool to see it like this because obviously when it's parked and you're stepping out and you're walking around it and using the camera and everything, you can get a good sense of scale nowadays. In the past you could not do that, but just to see it above some trees and in correlation to the mannequin being able to fly around it, it does really look pretty cool. And it's just immensely large. I mean, 165 meters is a very large vessel, especially flying. Now, compared to Star Wars ships and other ships in Elite, like the Farragut Battlecruiser or the Fleet Carriers, all of a sudden it's not that big and not that impressive, but you have to realize how immensely large those ships actually are. And just the fact that, you can fly something like this with only one pilot, very fast, very maneuverable, turning around and, moving it as if it was kind of like a smaller ship, is just really impressive on its own. And it really is hard sometimes to get the gauge of the size of ships, especially with larger ships like the Panther Clipper. The cockpit is all the way in the front, or the bridge is all the way in the front. So, you don't really see the size of the ship. It feels sluggish, it sounds heavy, but you don't realize how big it actually really is. And that's also something that I really hope they are going to put more emphasis on in the future. Ship interiors should really put that a little bit ahead. And again, ship interiors are a little bit of a sensitive subject. I feel some people think it's worthless. Some people would like to see nothing more. I think it's a great way to bridge the gap from getting in and out of your ship. I think having ship interiors would be great to be able to get out of your ship, walk down the stairs, get in an elevator or whatever, and then exit your ship. But obviously, a lot of ships needs to be adjusted in order to do that. And although I personally think they're probably going to do it in the future, I don't think if it's something that's that highly on their list right now. And with they, I mean Frontier, of course. So yeah, but it's just really cool to see a ship in this light and to kind of fly around with it. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find any other models of Elite Dangerous ships except for some 3D printable models, but those are not really the most detailed. If you guys want to see more of these kind of videos, let me know. I will have to maybe get some models made or do something with that. Obviously, this is all for fun and for exploration of the Elite Dangerous universe. Uh, so these models are obviously not intended to use outside of that, but it is really cool to be able to see and see all these pictures where you're kind of seeing the differences in sizes and comparable to things that we actually know. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this short video. It was a lot of fun to make. Just to tinker around a little bit in Unreal Engine and trying to get the model in there was pretty fun to do. And yeah, I'm open to do more videos like this in the future. Maybe some more in-depth stuff where we can take a look at what these ships would look like under certain circumstances or above certain areas. So hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.